It's a book birthday. Hey everyone, Fina here from Fina Reads. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. Today we are celebrating Falling in a Sea of Stars, book 8 in the Green Rider series. I have a couple of videos planned to celebrate the release. Today's video is all about the things that you need to know before you start reading book 8, Falling in a Sea of Stars. I want to summarize everything that happened in books 1 till 7, including the novella Spirits of the Wood. So obviously spoilers for all of this. So if you haven't read the Green Rider series, check out the description down below where I put my spoiler-free review for the Green Rider series. In today's video, I want to just summarize everything that happened, everything you need to know before you start reading Falling in a Sea of Stars. And in a couple of days, the review for Falling in a Sea of Stars will come out as well. That I'm very excited about, by the way, because boy, that was a book. I'm getting ahead of myself. The third video that I have planned to celebrate the release of Falling in a Sea of Stars will come out a little bit later, probably a week or two. So don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you want to see all the fun that I have planned for you. My goodness, that was a long preamble for this video. Let's get started. What do you need to know about the Green Rider series before starting book 8? For this review, I will leave out some of the basics, like who the Green Riders are, that we are in Sacker City, like that kind of stuff. I want to focus on the plot lines that are relevant for book 8, starting with Karigan, of course, our main character. She is a lot now. Let's see if I'm getting all her titles done. She's an honorary black weapon. She is a sword master. She is royalty now, being Lady Winterlight. She can talk with ghosts. She can jump through time. She is a tortured soul. Remember her mirrored eye, that happened in book 5/6 as she was traveling through time. She is still carrying the marks of the torture from Second Empire, but she is a bit more healed. Winterlight was very cathartic for her in working through some of the issues from the past that she went through. And most importantly, she is the avatar of Vestran, and she has some sort of connection with the gods. At the end of Winterlight, we saw her joining kind of a meeting of various gods together, and there were some ominous comments being made towards her. Then we have all of our Green Riders, of course. There are a lot of them. I will not talk about all of them. The ones that are important for book 8 is 1, Captain Mapstone. She was kidnapped by the Verosians, and like at the end of the kidnapping, we saw her losing her abilities. And then also important, Karigan's father, Stevie Gladeon, volunteered essentially to follow the kidnappers and try to get her back. And of course, Mallory, Captain Mapstone's daughter, is joining him on that journey. The other Green Rider that is important is Alton Dwyer. He is responsible on fixing the wall that is protecting Zacharydia from Blackveil. But as of Winterlight, we don't really have a solution quite yet. The gap is still there. They still haven't figured out on how to seal it back, how to imbue the magic into the stones to make them, back into the wall again. There's a lot of stuff that happened with the wall though. So they figured out that the towers contain projections of old wizards that have various knowledge about what happened way back then when that wall was created. We have a whole set of griffins now that are helping to protect the wall, and Alton is still there and trying to figure out what's going on. He's basically stationed there indefinitely. One of the big enemies in this story, Second Empire, is kind of resolved at this point. Grandma was killed by the Aureus Lee, which was like the ice elemental, which she actually awoke to kidnap King Zachary, who then freed himself and helped some of the other individuals that were kidnapped by the Aureus Lee flee as well. The important storyline here is that one of these people, an Elysian, took over the job of the Aureus Lee to help with winter and all that kind of stuff. Grandmother's granddaughter Lala, though, she is still very much alive. She stole Astora's voice, so she is now able to speak, but we don't really know where she is at or what she's up to. And big evil number 3, right? We had the wall, we had Second Empire, now big evil number 3 is Amberhill, which is King Zachary's cousin. We got to know him as a thief, essentially stealing jewelry from the rich ladies till he found a pirate treasure. And part of that pirate treasure was a ring that he put on that gave him a different personality. And that personality is one of the Sea Kings. And we see him follow that voice that he is now hearing to a faraway island where he meets Yolanda, who shows him how to awake the dragons that are currently living, sleeping on that island. Part of that story is also when Karigan is in the future, we see him being inhabited by the Sea King and by Mornhaven, him being the reason that the world was destroyed and there's no magic left. In the future, we also see dragons that then in the later books are becoming a big role for him as he is awakening them and as we start to see that threat form. Part of that story is also Beryl Spencer, who was sent to follow him and observe him and report back, but unfortunately she got killed as part of that storyline. And then, of course, the big relationship in the book, Karigan and Zachary. For many pages, we have seen that relationship develop, them yearning for each other, but not being able to be together because, you know, the king has responsibilities he has to follow, and Karigan just doesn't fit into that royal realm. But Winterlight was very important for their relationship. In one side, for Karigan now being royalty, being Lady Winterlight, and then on the other side, for Queen Astora knowing about their feelings and approving their relationship and kind of pushing them together. But Zachary is not the only one who is in love with Karigan. Enver, one of the Elysians, also is very much in love with her, and we saw some issues with that love after the whole Firebrand situation where Karigan and Zachary were kidnapped by Second Empire, where the love and the affection turned into something more actually dangerous for them, and Enver them distancing himself from Karigan. But there's still a lot of unresolved tension between the two, with Karigan not really knowing what actually happened and Enver not having fully worked through his affection for Karigan yet. And then we have a lot of other little plot lines that have been happened throughout. To just summarize those quickly, we have Ash, our Green Rider without abilities. We have the Moon Priest being wary of the Green Riders. We have Queen Astora, something going on with leaning plans, so we don't really know what's happening with her. The Pedros also being another race in the background that we haven't seen much more in the later books. The gods that are becoming ever more present as part of the story. And then let's not forget the Berry sisters and all the stuff that they have been through with losing 7 chimneys and finding a new place where they can live. With that, you have the big plot points that prepare you to dive into Falling in a Sea of Stars. If you read book 8 already, let me know if I forgot any important plot point that would prepare someone for book 8. There's so much going on lately in the books that it's becoming really hard to keep them all straight. I hope you're going to enjoy Falling in the Sea of Stars. It truly is a wild ride of a book. Once you read it, come back to my channel because I will publish the review of book 8, aka my spoiler thoughts, very, very soon. And I hope you join me for that one as well. Until then, I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Thanks so much for stopping by. See you soon.